Oh yes, yes, yes. Oh yes, baby. What's going on, guys? And welcome to episode 3 of my Richard Linklater series. I already talked about 2 of his movies, which are Slacker and Dazed and Confused, both of which I really liked. And today I will be talking about his 3rd feature film, Before Sunrise. This movie came out in 1995. It stars Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and it's a story about 2 people meeting on a train in Austria, and they decide to get off the train in Vienna and spend a night walking around the city and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And that's pretty much what happens in this movie. There isn't really much story to it, and it's all to do with these 2 people talking about their lives and sharing their opinions on love, parents, philosophies. And this is a very, very polarizing movie. I met a lot of people who think this movie is boring as shit. You know, there's no substance, there's nothing interesting going on, there's way too much talking, and it's so pretentious and self-indulgent and, you know, yada yada yada. But I also met a small group of people who are very passionate and absolutely adore this movie, and I'm one of these people. I absolutely love Before Sunrise. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and probably the most realistic love story ever put on film. It's not sugar-coated, it's not cliched, it's not way too over the top, or it's too sentimental. This is a smart, gentle, very intimate, and a really, really funny movie that captures young love in such a beautiful and honest way. And for the next few minutes, I'm gonna talk about something personal, so I can give you guys a better understanding of why this movie is important to me. But if you're not interested in listening to my, you know, personal story, my upbringing, and all that stuff, skip to this point, this number, this point in the video, so you don't have to listen to my story, I guess, you know, and it'll go straight to my review of the movie. So, some of you might know that I am from Japan, and English is not my first language. I was born and raised in Japan, and I spent most of my life living in that country. And I had a really tough time living in that particular society. And without giving away too much, I got picked on a lot in school. I didn't really have any friends. I was always the punchline of, you know, every joke available. I was bullied, both verbally and physically, by my peers and my teachers. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was. And during that time period, during that, you know, spectacularly dark time in my life, movies really helped me cope with this situation. You know, it was the best type of escapism. It helped me, you know, forget about the situation I was in, forget about the reality for at least, you know, a couple hours or so. The first time I saw Before Sunrise, I was about 14 years old, and by that time I had seen tons of movies, you know, from big blockbusters to small, independent, you know, low-key dramas, you know, the kind of movie that 14-year-olds wouldn't watch. I was a weird kid, and I still am. And one day I saw Before Sunrise. You know, it was on the TV section on the newspaper, and I read the plot synopsis, and it sounded interesting, so I watched it, and it just blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, this movie understands me. This is exactly the type of movie I want to make. It just had everything I wanted to put in my movies. You know, I wanted to make movies about people, you know, just talking about life and everything going on in their lives. I want to talk about people getting to know each other and finding connections. And I was like, oh my god, this Linklater guy understands me. Like, holy shit. Alright, so let's get on with the review itself, because you guys clicked on this video to hear my thoughts on the movie. I think this movie is great, and one of the many things I love about this movie is its simplicity. It's such a simple movie, you know, it's about two people just talking for 95 minutes, but at the same time, it's very complex. People often say that this movie, or this trilogy, I guess, I'm gonna talk about, you know, the other two in different videos, but people often say that this movie doesn't have much substance, and I disagree completely. I think there is so much stuff going on. I also love the fact that it is so unabashedly idealistic and romantic. I mean, imagine this situation where you are on a vacation and you meet this person on a train, plane, whatever, and you start up a conversation and start getting to know each other, and you find this connection and you guys decide to spend a night together. I think that's damn romantic. And I am a cynical son of a bitch. I'm not a romantic person. I don't like romantic movies. I always prefer, you know, realistic love stories because they are more relatable, they have more believable characters, and I just don't like, you know, sappy, way too over the top, you know, romantic, Hollywood romantic movies. So the fact that me saying something is romantic and sweet and genuine is saying a lot. And I know I said this in my review of Slacker and Dazed and Confused, but I'm gonna say it again. Linklater is a masterclass writer, and the dialogue in this film is amazing. It's so intelligent, it's so amusing. I know this script was co-written by another screenwriter named Kim Kurzan, and the lead actors, both Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, did a little bit of rewrites together once they were cast. But the way Linklater handles this dialogue is so just amazing. And he talks about a lot of very philosophical ideas, and the fact that he makes it accessible to, you know, general moviegoers is just it's amazing. The dialogue in this film is so riveting, so smart. I just, oh my god, I love this movie way too much. And both Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy are just fantastic together. They have such great chemistry. These are 100% believable characters, and their performances are so natural that it just feels like they're not acting at all. Now, in terms of the flaws or problems with the film, there is nothing in this film that I absolutely despise. And I love every second, every moment, every shot, every word spoken by the actors, you know, every little, you know, gesture, reaction, and all that stuff. I love it. That said, there are two scenes in the film that kind of took me out of the experience. There are a couple of scenes in the film that involve a third character, or third characters, you know, people other than Jesse and Celine. One of them involves a palm reader, and the other involves a poet, and if you have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Those two scenes made me feel like, oh yeah, I am watching a movie. And I know it's a very strange thing to say because this is a movie. I am watching a movie, but up until that point, I mean, the rest of the movie, you know, about 98% of the movie is about Jesse and Celine talking and talking and talking, and it feels like it's happening in the moment, and you're with these characters, and you're listening to them talking, and you're eavesdropping every word they're saying. But those two scenes involving the palm reader and the poet seem unnatural to me. Oh my god, sudden location change! What just happened? That was stupid. Okay, here's what happened. I recorded the review and I was editing it, and when I tried to import the last bits of the video, I accidentally deleted the clip, which is why I'm reshooting the last bits of the video. Yeah, good job, Hito. You're a genius. So like I said, my only problem with the film is those two specific scenes, and I know it's a very weird thing to complain about, but because the entire movie feels like it was entirely improvised and it feels spontaneous, those two scenes kind of stand out in a kind of a bad way. So guys, in the end, I absolutely adore Before Sunrise. This is a great movie. It has a great story, it has great characters, it has fantastic dialogue. I'm gonna give Before Sunrise an A-. So I have a quick announcement to make in regards to this Linklater series. I just found out that the release date for Everybody Wants Some was pushed forward from April 15th to April 1st, and if you remember my, my review of Slacker, I told you guys I was going to review 10 of his movies, including Everybody Wants Some, and I only covered 3 movies so far because I didn't expect this to happen. And there is no way I can review 7 more movies of his, in 3 weeks. So I'm gonna change the number from 7 to 3. I'm gonna cover 3 more movies of his, and everybody wants them, so that makes it 4. I'm not good with math. So next week I'm gonna talk about Before Sunset, which is a sequel to Before Sunrise. I am very excited to talk about it, so look forward to that. And thank you so much for watching as always, and if you like this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel as well, and please check out my Facebook page down below. I put the link in the description box below. So yeah, and I will see you guys in the next video.